All right, good morning. Good morning. I want to go over something really quick. I'm actually going to drop this video in the course. As you guys know, I do work in a couple Discords, so I have a lot of conversations with people about what's going on in the markets and things like that. And what I'm seeing is that everybody is freaking out, okay? And I want to talk about this, right? Um, I understand that like we can all get emotional, okay, especially when there's blood in the streets. You know, we come to, looking at our crypto portfolios and they just look horrendous. We open Bitcoin, we see like this beautiful long and we're all excited, and then we see an absolute dump right after. We're looking at our the Nasdaq, which we're trading on prop firms, right? And we're just like looking at it like, man, this is crazy. Okay. And I want to have a quick conversation about this because I think we really need to work on like what emotions are we bringing to the table and why. Okay. And so what I want to say is if you're going to be a long-term investor, if you're going to trade prop firms, if you're going to, hodl Bitcoin and altcoins, and you're going to do this kind of stuff, you got to learn to know how to filter these things, right? You got to understand that, when the president of the United States speaks or sends tweets or does announcements, it will affect the markets, guys. Okay. This is normal. This kind of stuff is normal. Okay. And I feel like a lot of people are seeing this like, wow, this is all happening for the first time. Now, some of these announcements are awesome, and some of them, seem scary. And some of them seem like, wow, this is the first time that we've ever dealt with these kind of announcements. Okay. I get all that, right? But what I mean is, if you go back in time, you see the same kind of chart movements in the past as we're going to in the future. Okay. In a sense, in my opinion, markets, excuse me, don't really change. That's why I trade technicals. Okay. A lot of people trade fundamentals. I stay aware of the fundamentals, but I work my tail off to make sure that my technicals are there. All right. And I'd like to show you an example of that. We've been shorting quite a bit in our community, and a lot of guys have been getting funded and working towards payouts. Shorting, right? This past week, and I mean, as you can see, for most part, other than this green day, like that's just been amazing. But we've been doing it based off of technicals, not off of fundamentals. Okay, now I can say fundamentally the market seems to be, excuse me, bearish. Fair enough. Okay, maybe my daily bias is bearish. Maybe my monthly bias is bearish, however you want to put it. Okay, but when we come down to the lower time frames, how am I going to trade? Well, one, I'm going to say, oh, did we sweep London and Asia and now we're going to start pushing down? Short. Okay. Did we come back up and test a fair value gap and we start to display? Short? Okay. It's going to be based off of technicals, not off of, pure fundamentals, or off of pure market, right? I'm not going to say, hey, we're in a, bear market, so I'm only going to short, period. Okay. All right. Because we'll have our green days. And on those green days, I'd like to catch along. All right. So that's really what I want this video to be about. If you understand that, then hey, you can move on. But we got to make sure that we're, not bringing the emotions. Okay. When we come in and we look and we're like, oh man, I can't believe how bad my portfolio is doing. Back out. Okay. Now, I know not everybody is invested in everything that is all green, okay? But since the beginning of the year, I have a lot of XRP. I hodl a lot of XRP. I have a lot of HBAR. I have some XLM, and I have a whole list of other coins. ADA, Sol. Even Shiba Inu, and whatever, right? And I have some BCT and Ethereum. All right. So I even have Doge. Look at little Doji up there. All right. So overall, this year my portfolio looks great. Okay. But even me, I haven't opened it in like the past month. Okay. Because I don't want to see $10,000 to $15,000 in losses, which technically are only in my head because they're only on paper. Okay. And I don't want to look over the past week. All right. Well, I mean, there's a few that I'm holding that are looking pretty good, um, but I bet you the others might be down still. But so this is what I want to do. I want to encourage you not to get all up in the negative hype or even the positive hype, right? Because if you're all in the positive hype, okay? Let's talk about this for a second. I think this is really important, okay? That's why this short video will go into the course. All right? Is we have this huge announcement, right? It's an amazing announcement. In my opinion, for our government to be investing in crypto is showing, that's super bullish for crypto. But what do we get? We get this giant pump, right? And let's say you hear about the announcement right here and you're like, whoa, that is the most bullish thing I've ever seen in my life for crypto to the moon. So what do? What do a lot of people do? And I bet you a lot of people did this. I bet you so many people did this, it was crazy. They just start grabbing high leverage longs like crazy. And they're like, I am ready for crypto, to bust into numbers that's going to I'm going to retire. I'm going to be calling my boss next week and be like, bro, you got to find somebody new. Okay. Bitcoin's going to 140. Okay. And I'm no longer going to be working here because I took a, 50x, 100x long. Okay. Guaranteed it. Okay. Actually, I know because I talked to people who did, right? And that's what I'm trying to share. I'm sharing a lot of what people have talked to me about in all these different communities that I'm involved with. All right. Well, what happened? They got smashed. Okay. So something like an announcement that's going to be, I think this is probably one of the most bullish crypto announcements I've heard in a long time. And I was not surprised to see this. And I actually considered in my mind that it was just going to keep running, that alt season was here, and that it was just going to fly. Okay. But there's no technicals here telling me to go long. Okay. So, I just remained patient and had my bags hodled, but, I didn't react off of that alone. Okay. And actually, there was actually a really, really good short opportunity in here. Okay. And I saw a couple of people who took it. There was a fair value gap that was created right here. There was also something else they traded. I'm trying to remember. But anyway, I talked to a few people that, took this short, right in here somewhere. Okay. And they've obviously done very well on that short. Okay. But they were trading it based off of technicals. They weren't trading it like, oh, all the FUD's coming out. Okay. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I want you guys to remain balanced in your thoughts, and I want you to kind of stick more towards the technicals. Be aware of the news. Be aware. Like right now, my stance for crypto overall is extremely bullish. But I'm going to be pulling way out on these big time frames. Okay. When I look at this pattern, for us to come down into these fair value gaps and test them, absolutely normal and still bullish in my opinion. Okay. I mean, we could even come down and test this bad boy, and we are technically still very bullish. Okay. We could come kind of down in here. Now, honestly, if we came that low, I would start to see like a full market structure, structure shift, like in the actual market, like big time. That would start to cause me some concern, but I would still just keep hodling. I wouldn't be taking, 100x shorts or 50x shorts. There is times that I do that, but it's based off a low time frame, analysis, and it's based off of, just like low time frame TA is what I'm trying to say. So, back out and understand that if we revisit these fair value gaps that were created over here on the daily chart, and, we come all the way down here and we sweep this, we're still just retesting this range, and we're filling this inefficiency right here, and then we could just go to the moon after that. Like, okay. So I really just wanted to encourage everybody. I've seen a lot of people just get really, worked up over these things. And I just want you to remain patient. If you're waiting for XRP and ADA and Sol to moon, you're waiting for Bitcoin to go to $500,000. Honestly, just tell yourself 2 to 10 years. Like adoption is slow, right? One tweet is not going to send it to $500,000. Okay. Unless it's some like tweet that says everybody in the world needs to convert their money to this, maybe. Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video to bring that to everybody's attention, to just encourage everyone to stay calm, cool, collected, trade your technicals, and remember your long-term game, your short-term game, and remember how to play those, okay? I don't play my long-term strategies in my short-term prop firm trades, okay? And I definitely don't trade my prop firm style trading with my long-term holds, and I don't start leveraging my bags, right? I have a specific account that I've never leveraged, okay, and it will stay that way. To me, that money is safe-ish, right? It still could go down, but that is my unleveraged bag. That if Bitcoin goes seriously, if Bitcoin went down to like 40 or 20,000, I'm just buying more. I'd be buying more XRP, ADA, Sol, Bitcoin, Ethereum. What else? Probably Doge and SHIB and all kinds of even some obscure stuff, right? And some of the AI coins and things. I would just pick up a little bit more because I'll never lose those coins. They may be worthless in a sense, but I'll never lose them. I'm not going to get liquidated. Okay, and I think that that's definitely what's happening with these pump and dumps like this, right? A lot of people went in 100x. I mean, there's exchanges that do 1000x and stuff. That's just insane. All right. And so anyway, like I said, this video will be dropped into the course, and I just want to encourage you guys to, just bring your TA, bring your game, stay level-headed, and feel free to reach out to us in the Discord, links below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.